of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Republic of the Gambia. The President advises that good care be taken for the upkeep and maintenance of the buildings and all the equipment and facilities therein, to safeguard and preserve the value of the very precious government assets. He encouraged the Minister of Finance to emulate this positive example to construct over embassy offices and residences in countries where the Gambia has landed property, such as Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria.
Even though it took 7 years to accomplish the project, it is a more sustainable arrangement and a model that could save the country annual rent payments of up to $100,000.
The Gambia's ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Umar Jibril Salah, explains the structure's facilities.
This project entails the construction of a one-story chancery building covering an area of 525 square meters of office spaces, meeting rooms, VIP room, reception, visa processing area.
In other engagements on Sunday, President Barrow held talks with the Chief Executive Officer of the Saudi Fund for Development, Sultan Al Massad, and Dr. Ahmad Bukhari, Chief Executive Officer of Al Bassam International Organization, a health service provider who are partnering the Gambia's First Ladies Foundation. The President expressed gratitude to the Saudi Fund for Development for the support to the Gambia over the years, especially for urgently responding to the country's request for debt service extension to address the impact of COVID-19. The delegation, led by CEO Sultan Al Massad, said the Saudi Fund for Development is committed to providing full support to the Gambia. The Director of Operations at the Saudi Fund for Development, Faisal M. Al-Katani, said that the fund is concurrently supporting 7 projects in the Gambia to the tune of $180 million and includes 5 projects supported through loans. Dr. Ahmad Bukhari, the CEO of Al Bassam International, said the meeting with the President and the First Lady Fatouba Barrow was to strengthen relations between Al Bassam and the First Ladies Foundation, the FAB.
Her Excellency Foundation proposed several suggestions in relation to obstetric and gynecology hospitals, in relation to pediatric care, in relation to fighting of corona.
First Lady Fatouba Barrow is hopeful that the partnership will help improve the country's health service delivery.
It will help because I know they are determined to support us in all kinds of expertise that we need, and I know they are ready.
The President is due back in Banjul on Tuesday, 29 June, after a week-long official visit in Saudi Arabia at the invitation of the King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
The Association of Gambian Albinos observed International Albinism Awareness Day on Saturday with the theme Strength Beyond All Odds. Speakers at the event used the occasion to raise awareness on the condition of albinos in the Gambia and called for action. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that.
It is a day of reflection and a time for awareness raising on the lives of persons with albinism worldwide. Albinism is a condition that results in a significant or near to the lack of pigmentation in any or all the skin, hair, and eyes. Persons with albinism in the Gambia often face life-threatening discrimination due to lack of health care, a lack of employment, and social exclusion. The president of the Association of Gambia Albinos, AGA, talks about the reason for organizing the people with albinism in the Gambia into an association.
We are not organized simply because we are albinos, far from it. In fact, we do not recognize people based on their race or on their color. We are organized because we are being disadvantaged by conventional society, and we need to correct those ills so that our society becomes inclusive for each and every one of us.
The factors that fuel the life-threatening situation of persons with albinism are prevailing myths about them in our society. As consequence, witchcraft-related myths have resulted in attacks, mutilation, and killings of people with albinism, as some believe that their body parts bring good luck. It is in sub-Saharan Africa that the lives of persons with albinism are most at risk. Though there has not been any report of a person with albinism being killed in the Gambia, Dauda Kaira, an executive member for Association of Gambia Albinos, calls for caution.
It's a step-by-step thing. From asking for the cloth, another person was asked for to provide blood, the next thing is, if you ask for the finger, he would of course not give it to you, so you will use force to get it.
The chairman of the Gambia Federation of the Disabled, Mohamed Krubali, has called on government, NGO, civil society organizations to work towards addressing socio-economic challenges facing persons with albinism.
We have the feeling that the rights of persons with albinism are fundamental human rights, just like any other rights. So therefore, everybody is required to associate yourself with persons with albinism.
Madi Jobate, a social and political commentator, also spoke on inclusion of persons with albinism in the Gambia, arguing that it is their constitutionally guaranteed right not to be excluded.
Inclusion begins with you. Don't pity yourself. Don't marginalize yourself. Don't feel helpless. Don't feel hopeless. See yourself as somebody, like anybody in this country, and demand your rights. And that demand is rooted inside our constitution.
Part of the challenges faced by persons with albinism is poor vision due to inadequate melanin. Although this has no cure, treatments such as sunglasses and contact lenses can improve vision. In recognition of this, Foreveren Humanitas, a charitable organization in partnership with Rees Optic, has donated 1,200 sunglasses worth of $300,000 to Association of Gambia Albinos for distribution. Mohamed Lamin Chai, QTV News.
Strength beyond all odds. Now, the Earth Club of Sifo Upper and Senior Secondary School over the weekend held its second edition of Art and Career Day to enable students display their talent and potential and increase future career paths. Anwar P. Jallo has the rest of that.
In his opening statement, the principal of the school, Sajo Job, said Career Day enables students to learn about variety of career paths to empower them to make choices on careers and life opportunity.
The most important item here today is for you, the students, to listen closely and carefully as to what the invited guests will tell you about careers available to you in this country.
The guest speaker Ade Drame of QTV, who spoke on the role of the media in national development, said Career Day offers students meaningful connection between academic pursuit and potential careers, adding that the event is a unique platform for learners to develop personal and meaningful connections between themselves and experts.
If you are in the media, be honest and be impartial. And that will take you back to where we started, the T. Because if you are honest and you are impartial, you will be trusted and people will see you as trustworthy.
The president of the Gambia Bar Association, Saliu Tal, spoke on rule of law and urged people to be tolerant and respect each other's rights and religions.
The criminal code says if you do this, this is the consequence. It's written. Whether you read it or not, it's written. Of course, ignorance of the law is not defense, but it is clearly written down, and the process that governs how you're going to be treated is clear, it's with clarity.
On the role of young people in promoting national unity, Dr. Ismail Assise, a political science lecturer at the University of the Gambia and political party leader, said Career Day can help students better understand themselves in the context of their community.
Research has shown that when children are exposed to education from day one using their own language, they are going to do better. If you want to impose that in Gambia, what language do we use?
On the importance of women education in national development, Aissatou Silla, a former head girl of the school, said it is encouraging to see students reflect on their careers, something many had missed out in their previous years.
There was a time when people thought that it was not necessary to educate girls. Now we have begun to realize that girls' education is essential.
Boubacar Kante, the first head boy of the school, who is now the ward councillor of Katong Ward, spoke on the importance of local government in national development.
Local government in this country has been compromised, date back to the introduction of this particular concept to the country. Many a times at the local level, we see that particular place or that particular office as a dumping ground for failures within our society.
Some of the subjects discussed were educational training, working conditions, salary, and employment potential. In addition to the speeches from the floor, for many, the high points were various drama features, original poetry reading and some percussive performance by a Sierra Leone cultural group. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Impressive. Now we will go for a short commercial break. When we return, we have more local news stories as well as sports news. Do stay tuned.
TAF Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Daddy, thank you so much. You made my day.
It's a total package from Standard Chartered Bank. Top up wherever, whenever. Simply dial *1247# and follow the prompts to top up airtime, pay bills, transfer money, check balance, and check statements. Speak to us today on +220-420-2275 or email us at gambia.contactus@sc.com. One bank, available 24/7. Standard Chartered, the bank you can trust.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News and I am Jennifer Sonko. Now, the Brikama Area Council on Thursday handed over checks amounting to $1.4 million to several beneficiary communities in the West Coast region to support community-driven projects. Abibatu Sise reports.
The money is meant for development projects such as solar street lights for Brikama Nema, fencing of the Marakisa football field, road rehabilitation at Lamen, completion of Cloro Market, and for upgrading water boreholes at Kampasa, Sangajor, and Tauto villages. At the event, the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Sirifo Sonko, says the development projects are part of the council's efforts to give back to communities. He calls on communities to be tax compliant, adding that all this is possible through the community's willingness to pay their taxes.
This is one of the laws in the Local Government Act, which says every 100% that you collected from the community, 60% has to be plowed back to them. And we want to respect our taxpayers and to respect the laws of the land by doing exactly how it is spelled in our books. That is why I am proudly doing it, and I hope it wouldn't stop as long as we are having revenue from the communities.
Modu Jonga, the CEO of Brikama Area Council, says the initiative came after a request from these communities to support community-driven projects. He adds that the council is committed to improving the well-being of communities.
Our today's interventions are expected to improve access to safe drinking water for both humans and livestock in these communities, and also to improve basic amenities and also improve the security situation in the community, example in Nema. And finally, we hope that it will improve access by communities to market and social facilities.
Musa Suso, the Deputy Governor of West Coast Region, urges communities to use the funds for the intended purposes.
You must bear in mind that you are faced with a big challenge. From henceforth, must diligently work hand in glove with your VDCs to ensure that these funds that have been disbursed here today are spent purposefully to meet the development needs of your communities, who are the real beneficiaries of these funds. Note that you must be accountable for everything you do. Therefore, transparency and accountability must be your yardstick in the execution of your duties.
On behalf of the beneficiaries, Dembaba, the representative of Kampasa VDC, commends the Brikama Area Council and assures them of the proper use of the funds for community development. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
On to some business news. The Kanifing Municipal Council on Thursday inaugurated a new 3 million self-funded market at Talinding Gilifitikunda. Omar P. Jallo has the rest of that story.
The new market has 12 shops or stalls and sanitary facilities. It is for women vendors to sell food products to promote their businesses and improve their livelihood. At the launching, the Lord Mayor of KMC, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, said the market will provide employment and ease access to food products to the local community. He adds that it is built to a high standard with good spacing to accommodate a large number of vendors. This market is not the only project that the KMC will carry out. There are many more developments in the pipeline. You can all attest to the fact that the lack of waste collection is now history, because the council is committed and has ensured that every place within the municipality is clean, and this will continue. Whatever the KMC does is done with transparency and accountability. The ward councillor for Talinding South, Karamo Sise, said the aim of the project is to improve the infrastructure, lives and livelihood of the communities. Sise urges residents to pay their taxes regularly and on time to enable the council to do more for them. The new market will provide employment opportunities and ease access to fresh food products for the local community. We look forward to many projects in the future. KMC is ready to do lots of developmental work within our municipality, but that is only possible when you pay your taxes regularly and on time. On behalf of the women vendors, Fatuba thanked the KMC for making such an investment in her community and gave the assurance that the market will be utilized to the maximum.
Words cannot express how happy and grateful we are to the KMC. We suffered a lot in the previous years, but today we also have a good standard market, thanks to our able councillor and the Lord Mayor.
Councillor Lamin J. Jame, chairperson of the KMC Committee on Markets, described the project as very important to the people of Talinding, adding that the first priority will be given to Gambians when allocating the stalls. The allocation, he added, will be done with strict regulations governed by the council. Over the years, KMC has promoted local economic development through the construction of markets in communities and other development projects in strategic locations within the municipality with affordable stall fees for start-up businesses. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Now here's tonight's sports news. Stakeholders of the Gambia National Olympic Committee on Saturday gathered for its constitutionally mandated general annual meeting. The meeting had extra significance falling in an Olympic year. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that.
The AGM gave delegates representing GNOC-recognized sport bodies the opportunity to receive and discuss reports from the executive on its activity and financial transactions. The committee had come under criticism from some members for violating its constitution, something the GNOC executive denies. At the start of the meeting, delegates, including Peter Prum, president of the Gambia Table Tennis, and Johnny Gomez of the Cricket Association, moved a motion for dismissal of the agenda, which they claim lacked specifics and was not circulated to the members in time for their input.
Secretary General report on the activities of the Executive Board. What year are we talking about here? This should have been stipulated in this agenda presentation of the audited accounts by the treasurer. What audited accounts are we to discuss in this gathering? There are no years attached, the years that are supposed to be discussed in this agenda.
The NOC countered, saying the agenda was circulated in time, adding the 2020 reports were being prepared. Eventually, the majority, including Bakar K. Jammeh, the first vice president of the Gambia Football Federation, voted for the continuation of the AGM after it was put to a vote. Dudu Kapijov, president of GNOC, said the committee continues to be committed to the promotion and development of sports through the support of the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, and the Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa, ANOCA.
As a member of the Olympic family, we continue to further strengthen our partnership and collaboration with NOC Relations Department of the IOC.
Marcel Mendy, Executive Director of the National Sports Council, called for unity among sports stakeholders as he renewed the Council's readiness to carry out its mandate, including monitoring and supervising the sports bodies.
In the recent, ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed some sport bodies operate or otherwise want to operate according to their whims and caprices, not based on laid down rules and regulations. That is unacceptable, and as such, the National Sport Council will not allow such a situation to happen.
Abdullah Jallo, the Secretary General, and Usman A. Wada, the Treasurer, presented their activity and audited financial reports, which were both considered and adopted, but not without delegates sharing their views.
The Gambia National Olympic Committee joined the rest of the world to celebrate Olympic Day 2017 on Saturday, 1st July 2017. 260 school children participated.
The assets increased by 3,021,721 against 2016. That's an increase of 47%.
But I believe it would have been proper for you guys to apologize for not having an AGM, only one in 4 years.
In the area of persons with disability, this area that they support or they need the support is not mentioned. They are isolated.
The football family is very grateful to Ms. Allen for her support.
Secretary General Abdullah Jallo said basketball was not represented because its current executive was not recognized by FIBA Africa. However, the GNOC said it recognizes basketball as a member and will withdraw the suspension letter issued by FIBA Africa, pending a communique from the global body. University sports and badminton were also adopted by the General Assembly as new members of the GNOC. Delegates were updated that preparations for the Olympic Games in Tokyo are on, and there is hope for a successful participation. The GNOC executive said all the concerns raised by delegates are noted. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thanks for watching.